So, my son is home for college. He just finished his very first semester and he had a very good time. But last night we were having our family dinner, which was incredibly nice. It's been such a long time. And we were discussing money and funding for college. So, we put some money away, and you're never really prepared with how quickly they grow up, and all of a sudden you're faced with all these decisions and going to college. Is your child going to go to college? Is there enough money for it? And even though we did put some money aside into a 529 plan, we realized that it just wasn't enough. It was the best we could do. And anyway, in the United States, college bound high school seniors fill out a FAFSA form, and that stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. So in high school, as you're filling this application out, it requires the parents to complete a financial portion, which goes off of the previous year's tax return. So you're putting information in there, such as income and checking accounts, savings accounts. I don't think retirement accounts are part of it. Any sort of like brokerage investment accounts are part of it. I'm not sure what else, but basically they're doing an evaluation of your income and your assets. And unfortunately, we're in a situation, or maybe fortunately, but we're in a situation where our son is not eligible for any need-based financial options. So no need-based grants. And what we started to realize is that he also does not qualify for subsidized loans. So there are subsidized loans and unsubsidized. And I'm not an expert on it, but I believe subsidized means that the interest does not accrue until you graduate. And unsubsidized means that the interest accrues as soon as the loans are dispersed. So as soon as you take that loan out, the interest accrues right away. I'm not sure the interest rate on it. And the subsidized loans are need-based. So unfortunately, we don't qualify for anything. And so now we're kind of talking about everything that goes along with college. What is the return on investment? I mean, college isn't for everyone, and I get that. But now that things are different in this world and different in terms of jobs being replaced by AI or being supported by AI, what's that return on investment? And if you're not receiving any sort of loan options or enough money, then what do you do? So we're kind of in that conversation as we go through the next couple of weeks. The way it works is that when you're on winter break, you have a couple weeks, a month, depending on the school that you attend. And the payment for the next semester is due typically about a week prior to the start of the next semester. So fortunately, we have enough for another semester or so, and then we're going to have to kind of see what the other options are out there. And I actually have the statement from the fall term. There are so many fees that you don't really think about. This is the statement, but it's not just the tuition itself for the classes, but you've got all these different fees. And I just recall when I went to school, which I know was over 20 years ago, but I didn't see so many line items. And now you've got like technology fee, health center, and I know that housing is a big part of it. And he is staying in housing and with a meal plan. But this is the statement, and I'm expecting a similar statement for next semester. So while our son is in school, he's got a lot of friends from high school they've all kind of scattered and gone to different schools around the country. And we started comparing to some other friends of his. One in particular is going to an out of state university, and it's a private university in California. And this individual is paying less than my son is, and he's going to an in state public school. And that's all because of the need based option that she received, or options that she received that my son didn't. So it's just kind of interesting how that all plays out. And I don't really know. I mean, my son's really loving this school and the experience. So for him, it is absolutely where he needs to be. And I'm all for it. I even want him to go study abroad. That's the plan for sometime next year. And I don't know. I just have so many questions. I look back to when I went to school, and I was, of course, in a very different situation. My parents, I mean, we were, I would say, maybe lower income. And so I qualified for a lot of grant, need based grants. I qualified probably for subsidized loans, all kinds. And of course, that long ago, college wasn't that expensive. I also went to an in state public university, and I graduated with no loans, and it was nice. And I think that that's why, fast forward to with me having kids, I just didn't even think that it had gotten so expensive. And I think I'm just kind of incredibly shocked at the moment and trying to figure out how to make all this work, because you want to give your kids everything that you never did. I applied for the only college that was around here, and I got accepted and received all the assistance that I needed to put myself through school, and didn't even apply for any universities or colleges outside of our city. So, I mean, our son applied for a dozen schools, got accepted to most of them. We even toured a couple of colleges out of state, and I don't really know. I don't have all the answers, and I'm just gonna not sure what to do. So, what are you all doing if there's not enough funding? I mean, what are the options? I don't like to refrain from private loans, but what kind of private loan options are out there? Anyone know? If you are a parent of a college student who received a ton of merit based scholarships and grants, what did your child do throughout high school? I'm kind of curious. I don't think I'll ever understand how people are selected for scholarships that are merit based, how they decide who gets accepted into college, or who gets accepted into certain universities, certain colleges, or not. But I'm just kind of curious. Like, for me, it was all financial based. If I didn't have that financial based element, I'm not sure if I would have received anything. I did well in school, but nothing super special. Was not in the top of my class or anything like that. And yeah, I'm just kind of curious, like, what's everyone's experience with putting your kids through high school and college, and what what's everyone's experience?